All right, we're talking contracts, right? We're talking about Jason Garrett, Jerry Jones, and I guess his hesitation. And the other thing, too, I'm going to bring up all these little topics about how Jason Garrett is pretty much being held hostage with his own words, with his own actions, with his own thoughts, whatever it may be. We already know that he came out and said, okay, Scott Linehan, he's going to be back this year. And then Jerry Jones said, you know what, I'm going to pull your G card. And he did just that. He pulled it by firing Scott Linehan. And then before this whole offseason began or what have you, they was talking about contract extension. You know, they was talking about let's go ahead and sign Jason Garrett to maybe a 5-year deal.
You know, Mike, I never quite got the sense that Garrett was actually for real in trouble with the Dallas Cowboys. This is someone they've invested a lot in and really did believe, even when they were 3-5, that he was the coach of the future. Now they know for sure. I am told the Cowboys are positive that Garrett is going to be their coach going forward. And after the season, when this all ends, they do intend to begin negotiating a long-term extension with Garrett, one that is expected to be pretty lucrative considering.
Now we hear news that, hey, we're going to put that on the back burner. We're not really going to extend him and things like that. And then on top of that, we hear about the news and the talk tracks of the Kellen Moores of the world. Now, shout out to Kellen Moore. People are really upset at me for saying congratulations to the young guy. All I'm saying is, hey, he's the guy that we just going to have to look at for 2019. At the end of the day, this is Jerry Jones' team. Financially, emotionally, we bought the team in with our emotions. But at the end of the day, all of the decision goes through Jerry Jones. But going back to the contract thing, I'm really thinking that right now, I really do think that Jerry got a change of heart, a change of mind, a change of thoughts on Jason Garrett, because he's not all, I guess, savvy with it now. He's saying that, okay, we're not going to talk about contracts, things of that nature. Somehow somebody got into Jerry Jones here. Maybe he don't see his son the way he supposed to see his son, like he looked at him last year. We'll see though how all this stuff folds around. And if we look at this too, I want to bring up this topic. Jerry Jones said he's not going to make the news announcement because of the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl, as far as the offensive coordinator and offseason moves or what have you, he don't want to make this announcement because of the Super Bowl. He made the announcement, or the team officially made the announcement today. So they let me know that he's backpedaling like Deion Sanders on a lot of things. But I digress. All I want to say is from here is that we got Will McClay during the offseason. We saw how Chris Richard was able. I'm just bringing out some positive. Just bringing out some positive because I know it's a lot of negative energy out there. And rightfully so. We didn't make it far in the playoff. I understand. But the positive aspects of everything. Chris Richard will have another year teaching and gaining trust with his players out there on the field. Developing Byron Jones, developing Chido Awuzie, developing Xavier Woods. And then on top of that, we can say this right now, that Rob Marinelli, that front four, man, he got his chances to put his hands on that front four again. And then we already talked about the Jalen Smiths of the world and the LVE. So I'm saying, I'm looking at this defense. We know Will McClay is going to do a fantastic job. I'm going to go ahead and stamp him of approval right now, because we already see that with Will McClay and his scout evaluation, 365 player acquisition, right? We already know that he's going to figure out a way to go out there and get some dogs out there for this defense. So if you put all that together and we start working on increasing those little small things, momentum is crazy. There's a YouTube video out there where they had a little domino and it knocked over another domino, which was a little bit bigger, and then eventually it knocked over a ton. What I'm saying is that it is possible for this team to start moving in the right direction as far as the defensive side of the ball. Now, looking at the offensive side of the ball, what do we need help at more so than anything? I would say this, and I was listening to the Charlie Wise interview on 105.3 The Fan. I posted it the other day on my channel as well. Maybe, just maybe, they can get an explosive tight end, not discounting Rico, not discounting Swain. And shout out to Blake Jarwin, somebody who can complement Jarwin, who also can take advantages of the scheme of the seam routes vertically. Man, that would be nice. And if we can get somebody to help out Ezekiel Elliott. Now, I got a lot of hate mail on that too. Not saying that Ezekiel Elliott needs help, but it would be nice to have a running back that can complement his skill set. Meaning that, hey, 1-2 punch, bam. We already know Ezekiel Elliott, the path of the righteous man, is going to eat. We know that. We know he's going to eat. We just got to figure out ways to put more food on his plate. And when he can eat, he can be a little bit lighter in a sense because somebody else is helping him eat as well. So those are small things we can do during this off season. And of course, going back to the defense, it can happen with a safety. It can change the complexion of this team. Not saying that Jeff Heath is trash, but hey, maybe a younger guy that can be out there. Man, it could be nice. So there are ways that this team can improve. We all said that, hey, we can't wait for Scott Linehan to go. Bring in anybody. We brought in Kellen Moore. Now, will he call everything that Scott Linehan called last year? No. Will he do exactly what Jason Garrett wanted him to do? That is up for debate. That is up for debate because we've been running the same offense since 2007, right? But I can say this one little thing right here, Cowboy Nation. This one little thing. A lot of people was talking about execution, right? It's up to the players to execute. It's up to the players to figure out a way to win on their one-on-one individual battles, right? And then on top of that, we didn't have a Travis Frederick. These are not excuses at all. No. But what I'm saying is, at least we can look at Scott Linehan plays and say, okay, there were some good ones. You don't win 13 games by mistake in 2016. You don't win 12 games by mistake in 2014. You do not win, 10 games by mistake. So there's some good in Scott Linehan's plays. It's just that when he called the plays at the time that he called the plays, it was like, hey, wait a minute, what are you thinking? Why are you running vertical seam routes in shotgun at the 3-yard line or at the 4-yard line? Let's get some more plays. Let's get Dak Prescott in motion. Let's get him on the run, or on the boot, or rollout, or what have you. So hopefully, when we get, I'm gonna say again, when we get the young Kellen Moore out there, he correct the wrongs that was given by Scott Linehan on play calling and when to call certain plays. Not giving Kellen Moore a complete pass on everything, because naturally when you're a young guy there will be growing pains. Hey, we can look at Sean McVay, and I know this is the go-to guy for everybody, although he did a wonderful job his first year coaching. He had some bonehead plays at some crazy times as far as clock management his first year. We can say that. And then on top of that, of course, we knew what the Redskins were when he was there. So there are things that we can look at everything collectively and say, Cowboy Nation, one way or another, this team will bounce back. All we got to do is correct some flaws. Dak Prescott got to improve on a lot of things. John Kitna, I think that he's going to be able to elevate him in certain factors. Not saying that John Kitna can walk on water or anything. But what I'm saying is that just maybe John Kitna got a little bit more experience than Kellen Moore, right? So we asked for these things. We asked for a new quarterback coach for Dak Prescott. We got that. We asked for a new offensive coordinator, and we got that. So those are the two things that we got. So Cowboy Nation, it may not be what we want, but it's something that we got, right? It's something that we got out there on the field, and hopefully everybody can just pump the brakes a little bit, allow the draft to go through its process, look at everything. Of course, it's okay to be angry and upset and mad at the world, but let's just take it one day at a time, one off-season day at a time, one draft pick at a time, and who knows? Look how wrong I was on LVE. So I'm just gonna sit back. I'm gonna relax. I really appreciate each and every last one of you all for tuning in to the nation. Don't forget to hit that like button if you like, and subscribe to this page and share it. Share it. That's the best thing you can do for me. Share this content out through the world. That's been my time. I really thank you all for yours. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best. Salute. I'm out. Peace.